Thinking about this year's Academy Awards and how stacked the Best Lead Actor category was. While I thought all 5 nominees deserved their nominations, I would have still liked to see David Oyelowo, Ben Affleck, Ellar Coultraine, and Jake Gyllenhaal nominated for their performances. Do you think that the Academy will or should expand the number of slots for the acting categories from 5 to 10, or should they do like they did with the Best Picture nominees where it's anywhere between 5 and 10, or should they not expand the slots at all?
Whenever this topic kind of comes up about expanding number of nominees and things, I'm reminded of that one line in the Incredibles when the mom says to her son, "Everybody's special," and the son says, "That's just another way of saying nobody is." And you know, there's something. What makes the Academy Awards so incredibly special, and or the Olympics, you know, the 3 medals, gold, silver, bronze. I remember a few years there was talk about creating 2 new medals. So there's more. When you limit it, it increases the specialness of it. It increases the prestige of it the more limited it is because it's so limited, because only 5 will be nominated. So when you call yourself an Academy Award nominee, like sometimes when Ashley or Sinead read off topics for the day, when they mention Academy Award nominated actor, that means something, because out of 500 to 900 films that come out in a year, there was a year where that guy was one of the 5 best. And that is so rare. As soon as you start expanding that, every additional slot you add decreases the prestige of it just a little bit. Because now I'm not just one of 3 or one of 5, I'm one of 10, I'm one of 20, I'm one of 30. Now, in that same argument, I've got a little bit of hypocrisy because at the same time, I say I like having more Best Picture nominees. Maybe that's because it's just a recognition of movies as a whole. I'm not quite sure why I feel one way about all the other categories and a different way about the Best Picture one. So I'm acknowledging there's a little bit of hypocrisy there, but I do feel a little bit differently about that. Maybe I'll change my mind. But yeah, anyway, that's the way I see it. Schnepp, what about you? Would you keep it at 5? Would you expand it? How do you feel about it?
I would keep it at 5, and I actually don't like that they expanded the Best Picture to 10. I feel it does diminish it a little bit. You don't have to add everybody. It's like it's going to be. It's like you can equate it, like I, for the first time on the show, equate it to sports. Like in the Olympics, no one really remembers the person who won the bronze. They just remember the person who won the gold. They remember the person who won the Oscar. So you can use Oscar nominated, which is prestigious on its own, but Oscar winning is the big one. That's the one that everybody, who won the Oscars that year. That's the person whose name is on a bunch of lists forever. Then you have to go into, like, you know, find it on Google. Like, who was he also nominated in 1978 for that? And those people are amazing too. So it's the cream of the crop, basically. And you're just going to keep making a larger, tin to keep adding, boil plate. It's like, it makes sense that it's 5. I don't see any reason to make more or less. Yeah, that 6th person who was right there, that's the breaks. So that's like when it's a contest. Art is a contest.
Right. I mean, I'll go to sports as well, as I am wont to do. I'm not in favor of the NFL or the NBA or Major League Baseball expanding how many playoff teams get in, because it is special to be in the playoffs. You have to earn it. Now, having said that, there's a lot more movies that are made today and have been made for the past few decades than when they originally decided, hey, let's have 5 Best Actor and Best Actress nominees. So it's harder. It's more competitive to get in there. That is the reason I could see for the argument that, oh, no, we need to expand it because there's so many more films being made and so many more people acting in them that we need to widen the field a little bit. Like March Madness, where they talk about going to 128 teams instead of 64 because there's so many more teams competing that have a chance at winning. Having said that, I like keeping it at 5. I'm not a huge fan of it going to 10 as far as the Best Pictures. It's nice to talk about more movies being Academy Award nominated, but I like to keep everything at 5. I think it's a great number. And you know what? For David Oyelowo or Jake Gyllenhaal, how much did we talk about them?
Yes,
the reason why you want to win an award, it's nice to have on your mantle, but it's also so you as an actor can keep working. And that kept your name out there a long time because the snubs that they received, everybody was up in arms about it. So we kept talking about how great those performances were.